Oh, welcome. It's your favorite DJ, man. Here, premiere show. Make sure I get this right. Y'all excuse me. It's the stream yard is a little bit different on this page. Welcome. Your favorite DJ. Move the sports show over here. We are now first episode of the Audible. I'm trying to go corporate. Oh man, should be a good time. I'm not gonna be up here too long. Just like to report on the news of the day. How you doing, Miss Merv? Welcome. Yeah, I want to try to make this a daily show. Try to do Monday through Friday, and I want to try to keep it short as possible. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm shooting for Monday through Friday. Do a show. I really don't want to do uploads because I like interaction with the people. How you doing, Miss SC? Yeah, it's funny. I know this is not my first time going live, but it feels like my first time going live. I'm on a whole new channel, trying to do good things. But hey, let's kind of kick it off with sports news of the day. NBA playoffs are here. Yes. So excited. Oh man, season just wrapped up today. Last games played today in the playoffs. Play-in tournament has been set. 1 through 6 seeds have been locked in. Play-in is starting Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And let's look at some of the play-in games that are on tap for this coming Tuesday. You have, of course, the Lakers, my team, despite winning today, tiebreakers and that kind of stuff, and Golden State blowing out the Trailblazers just kind of threw a damper on my things. And I'm not excited about having to go to the play-in, but we are the 7th seed right now. We are playing. Let me see who let me catch the wrap up of that game. Okay, who we got on tap? Yeah, so Tuesday starts out 7 and 8 seed games. We have Minnesota playing the Lakers. If I had to put money on it, I hope my Lakers pull it out. That which makes us the 7th seed, which would have us in the first round matchup with the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted the 6th seed. I wanted the 6th seed just because I thought Sacramento would be a favorable matchup, and we'll get into the other playoff seedings a little bit later in the show. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have preferred, the Sacramento Kings, but hey, it wasn't meant to be. I refer to you as DNC on here. It's fine, Miss Burr. Trust me, word won't get around about this, but DJ drama, whatever. You call whatever over here. It ain't necessary. But yeah, get back into it. Timberwolves, Lakers. Tuesday night, that's the second game. Favorites are the Lakers. Lakers have been playing well down the stretch, especially been playing well since the trade deadline. Team has looked a whole lot different, a whole lot better spacing. I think some of the guys have confidence. I mean, see LeBron is rounding back into shape. My only concern going into the playoffs with my Lakers is not necessarily LeBron. It's not necessarily the shooters or the role players around him. Gator Girl, what do we have here? How you doing, Gator Girl? Yeah, strictly sports over here. Like I said at the top of the show, I'm gonna try to keep it clean over here, try to keep it as corporate as possible. So it will be no me playing music for the first 10 minutes of the show. I'm trying to keep it, short and sweet, try to get into the news of the day. The plan is to try to do a Monday through Friday show. And hopefully grow the channel organically. I'm not gonna cheat the system, because there's people out there to do that, but I'm not one of them. But yeah, Lakers, my only concern going into the playoffs is the play of AD. AD has been, especially this year more than any, has been largely inconsistent. Miss Murray, I like the DNC. Okay, well, we can call it the DNC, dots and crossovers over here. AD has not been consistent this year. He has been a little bit more consistent down the stretch, but I worry about him. He has a tendency to fade in games and not be as assertive as he should be. Miss Murray, I want to give you a check. Yeah. Oh, damn. Vici don't found me. Oh, yeah. Vici, this is strictly sports over here. Strictly sports. We're going to keep it clean, keep it corporate over here. Shows won't be that long. I want to try to get, kind of get in and out on these shows. But yeah, Lakers and Timberwolves. That'll be the second game for the 7 and 8 seed in the Western Conference. Also, Western Conference play-in game. You also have Oklahoma City and New Orleans. I think that has the potential to be a good game. Loser of that game is out. Loser of the 7-8 game goes into the final game. Like I said, I would have preferred my Lakers would have been the 6 seeds, but hey, it wasn't meant to be. I'll take Memphis. I don't want to chance it. I don't want to, chance and we lose the 7-8 game, and then we having to play for real to even get in. Even though I think we match up more favorably with the Nuggets, I don't want to take that chance. I'll take a Grizzlies team. Can you imagine the first round? AD and LeBron, Ja and them boys should be an exciting series. But I'm also looking forward to the 10-9 game. Oklahoma City, for those who have not been watching, SGA is superstar status. And the Timberwolves, not Timberwolves, I'm sorry, the Pelicans. I'm all over the place. I make like this is my first time doing this. Oh, yeah. New Orleans has played okay down the stretch. Of course, no Zion for the playoffs. If I had to put money on it, and y'all know my history of making picks is not the best. Gator Girl will attest to that. It's not the best. I will like to go Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City is playing a little bit better right now than New Orleans. Gator Girl makes a good point. Yeah, the Wolves out here fighting each other. For those who, like I said, I'm trying to do this daily. Rudy Gobert got thrown out tonight's game. I'm not even sure if he's going to be available for the Tuesday game against the Lakers. Throws a punch, gets upset in the huddle, throws a punch at the team that gets put out of the game. And if he's not playing Tuesday, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Increases our chances. But like I said, playoffs are getting ready to start. Play-ins start Tuesday. The official start of the playoffs starts this coming weekend. And let's see. Let's move over to the Eastern Conference 7-8 game. You have the Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks. I got the Heat pulling that out. Heat have been playing strong down the stretch. They was making a late push for the 6th seed. Just not enough momentum. Congratulations to Brooklyn for locking that up. And Brooklyn has to be one of the surprise teams, especially in the second half of the season. Considering all the turmoil and controversy the team had throughout the year, for them to put it together with the players that they have. And I like Brooklyn. They have pieces that fit well together. Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, this is a Cam Thomas coming off the bench, providing scoring. They have a nice team. Out there in Brooklyn. I'm not sure if they're going to do any damage, but hey, we'll see. But I got Miami pulling that out clearly. I think Miami is a superior team. I think Miami is playing better. Whatever I pick the opposite. Yeah, I have bad luck doing that. But let's move on to the 9-10 game. Chicago and Toronto. I'm not going to lie to you. It's toss up for me. I'm not really interested in either one of these teams. I don't think either one of them going to make it in, regardless of who wins. I think the Hawks, if they lose to the Miami Heat, or if the Miami Heat lose, have a good chance of beating either one of those teams. Toronto is strong defensively. They're very strong defensively, but I'm not. You can kind of throw them out. I don't see either one of them teams beating the Bucks. Now I do see Miami, if they're able to get in as a 7th seed. I do see Miami providing a challenge to the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics have locked up the number 2 spot. I do think that'll be a very challenging physical series for Boston. I do have Boston winning that series. Gator Girl says Knicks and Cavs is going to be the series of the first round. I would have to agree to a bit in the East. I mean, it's the most competitive matchup. 4 or 5. You really can't pick a favorite. Cleveland has been ahead of New York in the rankings all year, but it's something about the Knicks, something about Jalen Brunson that gives the team confidence. Right now, Cavs are the faves. They do have home court advantage, but I wouldn't be too shocked to see New York push it to 6, push it to 7, and possibly win that series. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Now, I think the one seed in the East, Milwaukee Bucks, who do have home court throughout the playoffs. I think they clearly beat whoever comes in at the 8th seed. I do have Boston beating whoever comes in at the 7th seed. Now you do have Brooklyn and Philadelphia. Now on paper, Philadelphia should win. I would pick Philadelphia to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn gives them a challenge. It is something about the way the Brooklyn Nets have been playing in the second half of the year that have given teams fits. I think they complement each other so well. They're not that bad defensively. Offensively, they can get up and down with the best of them. I like Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges has blossomed so much since the trade with the Phoenix Suns earlier this season. I think his game fits for the playoffs. It's not dependent on the 3, even though he can shoot that. I think Bridges is the key. Bridges is the key for them pushing Philadelphia, but I don't see Philadelphia losing to them. The way Embiid has been playing. I said this on another show. Embiid has been playing on such a level. It's giving me 2000, 2001 Shaq vibes with the level of dominance that he has displayed coming down the stretch. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brooklyn pushes them just a little bit, but I wouldn't pick against the Sixers. So as far as the East is concerned, if I had to pick, I got Bucks winning the first round. I got Celtics winning the first round. I got 76ers. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I got Knicks. I got Knicks over the Cavs. I think it'll be a good series. I think it goes 6, at least 6. I got the Knicks. It's something about them. A tough, gritty team, doesn't give up, plays hard. And this is something about them, man. It's something about it. Cleveland doesn't inspire confidence in me. I've seen Donovan Mitchell too many times in the playoffs. Not that he has played bad, but he hasn't taken his game to another level for him to be, considered a superstar player. Gator Girl says, Fat Boy Harden is a playoff liability. Yeah, Harden doesn't have the greatest track record, the greatest success record in the playoffs. too many flame outs. But I like the way the Philadelphia's been playing. Too much pressure has not been put on James Harden um, to be that consistent second scorer. They uh, pretty much have him in the role of facilitator. I think Tyrese Maxey is due for another um, breakout in this coming playoffs. I like Maxey a lot. I like the fit of the team, and so much focus is put on Embiid, but they do have nice pieces around them, very nice pieces around them, and I think Embiid is going to dominate on another level. But we'll see. If I had to bet on Harden, being the consistent second scorer, giving you 20, 25 a game, no, it's not been his game this year, and rightfully so. Feed Embiid, feed that monster. Um, no need to get in the way. Brooklyn doesn't have an answer for him. Even though I like Claxton as a center, he's not stopping Embiid. Embiid is too much. Embiid is motivated. And here's the key thing with Embiid. Embiid is relatively injury free. Typically down the stretch, the little nicks and injuries he has is always kind of come up in the playoffs. It's caused him to miss games in the playoffs due to little minor injuries that happen. But he has gotten himself in real good shape this year. Relatively injury free by his standards. But I like him being a monster in the playoff. And I do have 76ers making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but we'll kind of get into that as the playoffs progress. Like I said, Tuesday starts the play-in games. You have I got Lakers, of course. I'm not picking against my Lakers. I do like the Lakers to beat the Timberwolves. I don't think the Timberwolves are focused right now, even though Anthony Edwards has been known to do damage to us. But I think that if we can get a motivated AD and the way LeBron has been playing since coming back from injury, I think we should be able to pull that game out. Let me kind of get in here to the chat, because I like to interact. I'm about to say I can go all the way. I fear the Sixers won't make it out the first round. Wow, Miss Murph. You don't have the Sixers beating Brooklyn? I mean, I don't like Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn, but Embiid on another level. On another level this year. Spider Mitchell disrespect is not cool. There's no disrespect, Gator girl. It's no disrespect at all. I'm just calling it like I see it. Too many times he's played. He hasn't played bad, but he hasn't elevated his game to superstar level. He just hasn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's been, he's had moments, but he's kind of like who can I compare him to? Paul George come playoff time. Like you're okay, but you don't take your game to another level. Playoff basketball is way different than regular season basketball, as you all know. But you have to take your game to another level. Have to take your game to another level. Now, if Cleveland beats New York, I'm not going to say that I would be shocked, but I just have a feeling that New York is got the mojo to pull it off. That's just my pick right now, but we'll see how the series goes. They have enough time. It doesn't really tip off until this coming weekend. Now we talked about the Eastern Conference a little bit. Let's kind of move over to the Western Conference. Of course, you have Denver Nuggets at the 1 seed, Memphis at the 2. Then you got Warriors, Kings. Now, considering all the scenarios that were in play for today, end of the regular season today, all the scenarios that were in play, I would think, the Clippers would have, kind of took a dive and went for the 6 seed. Not this, I like Sacramento. Thanks to Gator Girl, they have gotten much love. Have gotten much love. I didn't have faith in Sacramento early in the season, but I have become a believer. I do like the Sacramento Kings now. Sacramento and Golden State is a very good, interesting matchup. De'Aaron Fox is money, especially in the fourth quarter. I think Sabonis plays a huge role in this series. But if I had to put money, you know what? Let's break it down like this. So I got who I got coming out. I got Pelicans coming in. I think the Pelicans get the 8 seed, and I think Pelicans go down to the Nuggets. I got my Lakers against the Grizzlies. To be determined. I'm not going to go out on a limb and pick that. I got to see how injury reports and all of that. I think that'll be a good series. But I got Sacramento beating the Warriors. Warriors have been trash on the road. I think that trend continues. Um, I don't put too much stock in the last couple games because it was against teams that had nothing to play for, wasn't really playing. You blew out Portland today, who mailed it, who's been mailing it in the last 2 weeks for real. Once they've been officially eliminated, no real starters in place. So yeah, you beat Portland. It's not much to go on. Yes, whatever. But I got Sacramento beating Golden State. Sacramento has been probably the best, if not one of the best teams on the road this year. I think Sacramento has the capability, and with the style and the game that they play, I think she said don't pick the keys. But I'm gonna pick who I pick, it girl. Sometimes I'm right, not often, but sometimes I'm right. But yeah, I got Kings. I think it goes 6, maybe 7. I think home court advantage plays a huge role because Warriors have been trash on the road this year. Warriors have been trash on the road, and probably the toughest matchup to kind of judge, even though it's the 4 or 5 games. Phoenix Suns against the LA Clippers. Now, I would have thought, like I said, they would have took a dive and tried to go for the 6 seed, but they didn't. They went out there and won today. I think that has the potential to be a real good series. We got Kawhi against KD. Will Paul George be back at some point in this series? I don't know. The Clippers have kind of been under the radar a lot this season. Haven't made too many headlines. Well, that's the question I have going into this series. Will Paul George make it back at some point in this series and have an impact? KD and Kawhi is an awesome matchup. I don't see Kawhi guarding KD too much. I mean, that's a lot of energy to expend, and especially when you're asked to be the leading scorer for your team. But you never know. Two good coaches, two well-run organizations right now. It's tough. I mean, I would have to pick. Yeah, Clips. You got Clips in 7, Gator girl. I would pick Suns in 6. I would pick Suns in 6. I like you got CP3, James Harden. Then you have the Russell Westbrook factor. I think he's played much better with the Clippers. They're not asking him to really, the second unit for him allows him to play like OKC Russ, where he's not asked to work too much off of the ball. Now, what that looks like come crunch time, we'll see. But I got Phoenix. Phoenix winning that series. Like it's 4 or 5 matchups in both conferences are probably the most exciting right now because we don't know how the play-in tournament is going to work out. Like I said, that starts on Tuesday. I'll try to get in, get it in, and get that show in and do my final predictions on that. I'm not even going to do that. Lakers, Pels, but I got to see. I got Lakers for sure. That 8 spot is up for questions because I like SGA. I like OKC. If they come in and steal the 8 spot, we don't know. Gator Girl says Russ redemption arc about to be crazy. Yes, it is. Like I said, he's played much better with the Clippers. I think they've asked him to play a different role with the team, which I like. That, like I said, they haven't asked him to work off the ball. They're not asking him to be a spot up shooter. They're asking him, hey, go back to OKC, Russ. We'll put shooters around you and allow you. Like I said, 2 good coaches. Monty Williams, Ty Lue, two good coaches. I think Devin Booker for me is the X factor in that series, and for the Suns and for the Clippers, does Paul George come back? And if he comes back, what does he look like? I think Kevin Durant and Kawhi kind of neutralize each other as far as scoring the basketball. That's going to be a good series, good tough series. I'm not going to hold you. Good tough series, but we'll see. Like I said, Tuesday tip off play-in tournament. Now, while I'm still on the NBA, I want to kind of talk about some of the news that has come out of Dallas. It's been reported that Luka is not happy. It's also been reported that the team is unsure if they're going to give a long-term deal to Kyrie. My thoughts and opinions on it. Dallas has probably been one of the most disappointing teams. And I would say disappointing is because how the season started and how the season is ended. They kind of mailed it in. This last game, the NBA is looking at them, wondering why they sat 5 players to include Kyrie, and Luka only played 1 quarter. They do have a pick that was supposed to be, pretty much top 10 lottery protected. Them losing and not making to the playoffs allows them to retain that pick, which they got for Porzingis trade. So the NBA, like I said, the NBA is looking, but Dallas has got to be one of the most disappointing teams. But when you really look at Dallas, the roster that they'd had starting the season, Mark Cuban and whoever the GM is have done a very poor job of constructing the team around Luka. You want to surround Luka with shooters, but you got to have guys around Luka that can, get their own shot, that are not so dependent on Luka facilitate. That's why I loved the combo of him and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson didn't need Luka to get him shots. He didn't need Luka to initiate offense for him. And they regretted, and it was reported this past week, Mark Cuban blaming Jalen Brunson's dad, the reason why they didn't get a deal done with Jalen. Total BS in my opinion. This Cuban is trying to deflect. One of the worst constructed teams, considering the kind of superstar player that you have. You put shooters around him, but you also have to put guys around him that can get their own shot. Now you have that in Kyrie, and then Kyrie, is a much more elite player than a Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson wasn't as ball dominant as Kyrie. Kyrie needs the ball. Not to say that he can't be a spot up shooter, but the stage of his career and how he hasn't really been comfortable being a number 2. Hasn't really been comfortable being a number 2, in my opinion, since he left Cleveland. He feels like he's the man, and he's so talented and gifted with the ball. It's hard to kind of rein that in. I don't think he fits well with Luka long term, but Dallas is, you traded to get this guy with hopes of making the playoffs, with hopes of replacing the production that you had with Jalen Brunson. Do you give Kyrie the long-term money? Is the question. I'm not sure Mark Cuban is ready to commit long-term. Now, I think we willing to offer Kyrie a 2 or 3 year extension, but I don't think he was going to give Kyrie, the max deal that Kyrie has been looking for, which leaves them in the country. Like, what do you do going forward? And it's, like I said, been reported that Luka is not happy how things are. You also have Christian Wood, who's a free agent. I wouldn't sign the dude. For you to be 7 foot, you provide no interior presence. Yeah, you can shoot the 3, but no. I can find plenty of guys that can be stretch 4, stretch 5s, and not have to pay him the kind of money that Christian Wood's going to be looking for. That's just me. Like I said, Tuesday tips off. I'm looking forward to it. Also, came across the wire today. Some other news, not from the NBA, but from the NFL. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., has reportedly signed with the Baltimore Ravens with a 1-year, $15 million deal, with incentives could reach up to 1 year, $18 million. But it includes $15 million guaranteed, but it can reach up if he reaches certain milestones and benchmarks. It can get up to 18 million. Now, I look at this deal a lot of different ways. Like I said, it's breaking news. I know the talk had been um, OBJ was being, really looked at, and he was supposed to be scheduled for a visit to go see the Jets. Jets was the leading contender to get OBJ. We haven't seen him. Didn't play last year. He's coming off a second ACL injury, so we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. Now, the Ravens making this move, or are this kind of to appease Lamar Jackson? Does this get Lamar Jackson to rethink his stance on the amount of guaranteed money he wants to take? Because now you have, if OBJ is healthy, if OBJ is, and that's a big if he's healthy, yeah, you didn't know that. Yeah, it came across the wire today, Miss Murphy. Like I'm trying to be on top of it, but came across the wire today. This affect this Lamar Jackson really sit down and think maybe I come back to Baltimore for less than the guarantee money that I've been pushing for. Like we all know, Lamar has been pushing for the Deshaun Watson type money. Me personally, I don't think any other quarterback is getting that kind of money anytime in the near future. But this is a bold move for Baltimore, because Baltimore has, if OBJ is healthy, is he a true number one at this point? No. Not coming off the injuries. Like I said, he didn't play last year. But I think he's a good enough receiver to where probably the best receiver they've had in Baltimore in some years. Does this get Lamar Jackson back to the negotiating table? Time will tell. This is definitely a step in the right direction if that's Baltimore's approach. Still surprised that Lamar hasn't got a deal done with anybody. Nobody's reached out to him reportedly to even talk about what he's looking for as far as the money is concerned. Maybe this gets him back in the negotiating room with the Ravens. I would love to see Lamar get paid and stay with Baltimore, but the NFL is a business. It is a business at the end of the day, and players need to treat it as such because the owners treat it as such. Lamar, as the song goes, get paid, young nigga, get paid. But you got to look at your options here. Got to look at your options. Katie Girl says it's unnecessarily dramatic. Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, and yeah, the NFL news cycle never stops. There's always little tidbits be dropping. But we're gonna be focused this week. Playing, like I said, playing is Tuesdays. Starts Tuesday. Very much looking forward to it. I think this playoffs period, East and Western Conference, is going to be exciting. I think anybody, you have favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised if anybody wins it this year, especially out west. I don't think any team out west is a clear cut above anybody else. The East has pretty much been a 3-team race. But if Boston gets there, I wouldn't be surprised. If the Bucks get there, I wouldn't be surprised. If Philly gets there, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think this year playoffs, hopefully we don't have any major injuries. We'll see. But like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, tip-off is Tuesday. When does the NFL draft start? NFL draft starts later on this month, Miss Murph. Right before the draft, I will be doing the draft preview, kind of just looking at what teams are looking at first round according to the mock drafts and stuff that's out there. But we'll talk about that closer to we get to the draft. All I care about is my my guy Richardson doing top 5. It's a possibility. It's been rumors that Tennessee has been looking to trade up for a quarterback. It's also been rumored that if Seattle stays in the position they're in, they might be looking at Richardson. Richardson has been reportedly going up a lot of people's draft boards. He's now being looked at as the clear number 3 quarterback going into this draft. I think Richardson, on paper, physically is more gifted than Stroud and Bryce Young, but um, being physically gifted doesn't guarantee NFL success. I.e., DeMarcus Russell, i.e., Jeff George. You can name them all day long. You got him, Cam 2.0. We'll see. He has, like I said, it has opportunity. It's been reported like somebody might move up to 3, trade with Arizona, take a shot at Richardson. I don't think Richardson makes it out the top 10. I wouldn't be surprised if he falls to Seattle. They really have to take a strong look. I like Geno for what he's done this past season, but Geno is not the long-term answer. And if you have the opportunity to draft Richardson and have him sit for a year, I wouldn't necessarily throw him into the fire, but have him sit for a year, really learn the offense, maybe put him in depending on how your team is playing towards the end of the season. Get him some game reps. Whoever drafts him, I would play him a lot during the preseason. Not necessarily with the starters, but I would give him a lot of burn during the preseason. He needs the reps. He needs the reps more so than any other college quarterback coming into the draft. But we'll get into that closer we get to the draft. I know y'all have y'all picks and all that kind of stuff, but we'll get into that. But hey, we're gonna be focused on the NBA this week. I'll be back tomorrow. I will be getting to, if you're into the UFC, I will be getting to this weekend's past events, and we're talking about Israel getting his title back, and we're going to talk about the retirement of Masvidal. I think he needs his flowers, and I don't mind giving it to him. But we're going to kind of get into that a little bit later on this week. Make sure y'all tune in. I have never said this during the show, but I'll start saying it now. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Let's get on out of here, man. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a long show. Y'all know the phrase that pays, as always, with me. Truth sounds like hate to people that hate the truth. And I'm out. Now, before I go, because I just saw this before I was getting ready to close out. Gator Girl, over here, you can hit the link at any time. What I'll do, for those, with the show to soda time, most of the time, I'm trying to do them at 8. But Gator Girl, I will be dropping the link at the beginning of the show and probably like around mid part of the show for those that want to get in and join in on the conversation. But yeah. We'll be doing that. I'll be trying to do it every day around the same time. Just be on the lookout for the reminders. I know this week the Wednesday show may be a little bit late, but we'll see. But I do want to pump them out Monday through Friday for sure. But yeah, I will be dropping a link at the beginning of the show, midway of the show. For those that want to join in on the conversation and all the good stuff. Let me do my outro again. Let me get on out of here, man. It's been real. See y'all around. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out.